They're not just here to take our jobs and women. They're also coming for our graves now. Haibo, enough is enough.
Take that coffin to Beatbridge, not Santon. We're not a border post for the dead. As Operation Dudula, we will take action.
I mean, imagine being born here in South Africa and then they bury you in Congo. That's not nice. At all.
It's so bad in Zambia that even the dead don't want to be buried there. Imagine.
Yo-ho. We don't want foreign ghosts here, okay? Send them back with respect, but send them.
We are really honored as South Africa, burying a former head of state in our country for a change.
If you die in exile, don't make your problems our responsibility, not even in a coffin.
On 20th of June 2025, the Lungu family made their final decision public. The former president would be buried in South Africa. The Zambian government said nothing, and the backlash began. People across the continent, especially in South Africa, were stunned. Why wasn't Zambia burying its own former head of state? Why was another country expected to step in? Many saw this as a symbolic failure of leadership, a former commander-in-chief being laid to rest in exile. So when Lungu died in South Africa, Hichilema publicly declared 16 days of national mourning. But behind the scenes, the Lungu family was furious. They accused the government of hypocrisy, of trying to take political control of a man they had persecuted. The family refused to allow Hichilema anywhere near the funeral and blocked all state-organized ceremonies. Twice they halted the repatriation of Lungu's body, first over the weekend, then again before the expected return date of June 18th. The government backed off. As the burial announcement spread, so did the anger. What started as a controversial decision quickly became a national outcry in South Africa. But this wasn't just digital noise. It escalated into something more disturbing. The threats to dig up Edgar Lungu's grave weren't isolated. They appeared dozens of times across Facebook, X, and WhatsApp groups. Some were made out of frustration. Others felt like xenophobia hiding behind patriotism. One user wrote, "We're already burying drug dealers and fake prophets from other countries. Now we're adding presidents? Not on our land." Another said, "If you bury him here, don't be shocked when we exhume him ourselves." South Africa has faced years of economic pressure, youth unemployment over 60-cent infrastructure collapse, service delivery protests, load shedding, housing crises, and in many communities the narrative, rightly or wrongly, is that foreign nationals are taking up limited resources. Add a foreign president being buried in South Africa, and the anger explodes. And there were practical concerns too. Which cemetery will host him? Will it be presidential or private? Who's paying for the burial plot? Will this set a precedent for others? In African traditions, burial is sacred. It connects the deceased to their ancestors. The soil matters. The land is part of your identity. So when South Africans saw a president being buried in foreign soil by choice, they saw cultural betrayal. One post read, "Even our Sangomas are confused. Who will guide his spirit home?" Another said, "In our culture, your ancestors don't follow you to rented land." The outrage wasn't just about land, it was about meaning. What does it say when even in death, someone avoids their homeland? While South Africa is fighting to bring back the remains of anti-apartheid heroes from Zambia and Zimbabwe, while Zimbabwe is trying to repatriate bones of liberation fighters from the UK, and while countries across Africa are calling for the return of ancestors buried abroad, Zambia is doing the exact opposite. They're exporting a president. Edgar Lungu, former Zambian head of state, died on South African soil, and now his own family does not want to take him back. And South Africa? Already overwhelmed by illegal immigration, refugee crises, drug trafficking and unemployment, is now being asked to host a foreign president, permanently, in the ground. The backlash was instant. Across Twitter, Facebook, and news platforms, South Africans asked, "Why us? Why here? What are we now? The continent's burial site." Others threatened to dig up his grave. In this documentary, we unpack why Zambia refused to bury its own president, why South Africans are rejecting him too. Are South Africans going to fund the funeral? Which cemetery is he going to be laid at? What does this mean to his ancestors in African culture? Edgar Chagwa Lungu, Zambia's 6th president, ruled from 2015 to 2021. His presidency was marked by major infrastructure projects, heavy Chinese borrowing, and growing accusations of authoritarianism. By 2021, he lost re-election to opposition leader Hakainde Hichilema in a landslide. After his defeat, Lungu faded from the political spotlight, but behind the scenes, tensions remained. His relationship with the Hichilema administration was bitter, and by 2023, he was quietly living between Lusaka and South Africa. On the